As you know, life is short. We wake up every morning with a limited amount of energy, and how we use it defines everything: our success, our happiness, our impact on the world. But here's the thing. Most of us waste that energy on things that don't serve us. We hold on to fears, grudges, bad habits, and distractions that drain us, leaving us exhausted and unfocused. And if we don't learn to let go, we'll never have the space to create something truly great. Today, I want to talk about something that's just as important as chasing our dreams: learning to let go of what holds us back. Because the moment we free ourselves from the things that drain us, we open up space for what truly matters. And that's when we do our best work, build our best relationships, and live our best lives. So let's talk about the steps to letting go, and let's start now. Simplify ruthlessly. Let's talk about something fundamental, something that separates the people who create great things from the people who just stay busy. Simplicity. Ruthless simplicity. Most people think success comes from adding more ideas, more tasks, more commitments, more distractions. But the truth is, success is about removing. It's about cutting out the noise, stripping away the unnecessary, and focusing only on what truly matters. That's how you create something meaningful. That's how you build something that lasts. We live in a world obsessed with more notifications, more meetings, more opinions, more complexity. And what happens? We get overwhelmed. Our energy gets scattered in 100 different directions, and we wonder why we feel drained. The reality is, complexity is the enemy of progress. It's a trap. It slows you down. It clutters your mind. It keeps you stuck. The most successful people, the best creators, the most powerful thinkers, they don't let complexity win. They fight it. They simplify. And they do it ruthlessly. Look at the most iconic products, the ones that truly change the world. They aren't overloaded with features, buttons, or distractions. They're clean. They're focused. They do a few things, but they do them perfectly. That's not an accident. That's discipline. That's a relentless pursuit of simplicity. The same principle applies to your life. Your energy is finite. If you spread it too thin, if you fill your life with too many things that don't matter, you won't have anything left for the things that do. The answer isn't to manage complexity, it's to eliminate it. Think about your daily life. Think about the things that drain you, the endless to-do lists, the unnecessary commitments, the toxic relationships, the outdated beliefs that no longer serve you. Every single one of these things is stealing your energy, and unless you remove them, they will keep you stuck. You have to be ruthless. You have to be willing to cut things out. Not just the obviously bad things, but the things that are just okay. Because okay is the enemy of great. Every time you say yes to something mediocre, you're saying no to something extraordinary. People get scared of letting go. They think if they remove things from their life, they'll be left with nothing. But the opposite is true. The more you simplify, the more space you create, the more clarity you gain, the more freedom you have to put your energy where it actually matters. Look at the most creative people in history. They weren't drowning in distractions. They designed their lives in a way that allowed them to focus on their craft, their vision, their impact. Think about Steve Jobs. He was obsessed with simplicity, not just in design, but in life. He wore the same outfit every day, not because he didn't care, but because he refused to waste energy on small, meaningless decisions. He stripped away the unnecessary so he could focus on what truly mattered. That's the mindset you need. Stop trying to fit everything in. Stop holding on to things just because they've always been there. If it doesn't add value, if it doesn't move you forward, let it go. There's a reason most people never achieve what they're capable of. It's not because they lack talent. It's because they're drowning in things that don't matter. They waste their energy on distractions, on drama, on things that make them feel busy but don't actually move the needle. They never simplify, so they never break through. Your mind is like a workspace. if it's cluttered, if it's full of unfinished projects, random junk and distractions, how can you do your best work? You can't. The first step to letting go of what drains you is to recognize that complexity isn't a badge of honor. It's a problem, and it's one you have to solve. Start cutting, be aggressive, remove everything that isn't essential. Unsubscribe, unfollow, say no, walk away. It's not about having less. It's about making room for more of what actually matters. Now, simplicity isn't just about what you remove. It's also about how you design your life. Every decision you make should be based on clarity. If something doesn't align with your vision, if it doesn't bring you closer to your goals, it's noise. And noise will rob you of your energy. Look at the best designed products in the world. They work because they remove friction. They make things effortless. That's how your life should be. Simple, frictionless, focused. Every extra step, every unnecessary complication is a drain on your energy. Think about your commitments, the things you say yes to. Every time you agree to something that doesn't excite you, that doesn't align with your bigger picture, you're adding weight, and weight slows you down. If you don't control what you commit to, the world will do it for you. People will pull you in every direction. They will fill your schedule with their priorities. Before you know it, your time isn't your own. The only way to stay in control is to simplify, to say no more often than you say yes, to guard your time and your energy like they are your most valuable resources, because they are. And then there's the mental clutter, the worries, the regrets, the endless overthinking. These things take up space. They drain you just as much as external distractions do. How many times have you replayed a conversation in your head, thinking about what you should have said? How often do you stress about things you can't control? All of this is wasted energy. It doesn't move you forward. It doesn't make your life better. It just adds complexity where there should be none. Let it go. Simplicity is a habit. It's not something you do once and forget about. It's a mindset. You have to constantly audit your life. Look at what's working, what's not, and be willing to adjust. Be willing to remove things, even if they used to serve you. Growth means evolving, and evolution means letting go of what no longer fits. Some people think simplicity means laziness, that if you're not filling every second of your day with work, you're not doing enough. But real productivity isn't about doing more, it's about doing better. The person who focuses on a few things with full intensity will always outperform the person who tries to do everything. Less but better. That's the key. Think about the greatest breakthroughs in history. They didn't come from complexity. They came from stripping things down to their core essence. Einstein's theory of relativity, a simple equation that changed everything. The iPhone, a device that removed buttons and made technology intuitive. The best ideas are the simplest ones. The best lives are the simplest ones. So what's stopping you? Fear? The idea that if you let go you might miss out? That's an illusion. The real loss is keeping things in your life that drain you. Imagine what you could do if your energy wasn't being stolen by distractions, if your focus wasn't diluted by unnecessary noise, if your time was spent only on the things that truly mattered. Life moves fast, the world moves fast, and yet most people spend their time stuck in the past, holding on to things that no longer serve them, carrying burdens that slow them down, and wondering why they feel so drained. But here's the truth. You either move on or you get dragged. There is no in between. Holding on is easy. That's why so many people do it. They hold on to old grudges, bad relationships, outdated beliefs, failed projects, past mistakes. They replay the same moments over and over in their heads as if they can change what's already happened. And in doing so, they waste the only thing that truly matters, the present, the future, the opportunity to create something new. Look at the most successful people in the world. They don't dwell. They don't spend their energy trying to rewrite history. They don't cling to what's broken. They move forward fast. They understand that whatever is behind them is done, finished, gone. The only thing they control is what's ahead, and they pour their energy into that. That's the difference between those who build something great and those who stay stuck in the same cycle year after year. People don't like to let go because it feels like losing. They think that if they move on, they're giving up. But the truth is, holding on to something that drains you is the real failure. It's dead weight. It's a slow poison. And if you don't cut it loose, it will keep dragging you down, stealing your energy, stealing your focus, stealing your ability to grow. Think about the things that have held you back in life, the relationships that no longer felt right, but you stayed in them out of fear, the projects you kept working on even when you knew they weren't going anywhere, the opportunities you missed because you were too busy looking backward instead of forward. That's what happens when you refuse to move on. You get stuck, you waste time, you burn energy, and eventually you wake up one day and realize you've spent years carrying something that should have been left behind a long time ago. Now, moving on doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean ignoring the lessons of the past. It means understanding that your future is more important than your history. It means realizing that every moment spent in regret is a moment stolen from progress. You can acknowledge the past, learn from it, take what you need, and then let it go, because the past has already taken enough from you. Don't let it take any more. Think about Steve Jobs. He was fired from Apple, the company he built. Most people would have let that destroy them. Most people would have spent years stuck in anger, resentment, regret. But he didn't. He moved on. He started something new. He created Next. He built Pixar into one of the most revolutionary studios in the world. And because he moved forward instead of looking back, he became even better. And eventually, when he returned to Apple, he was ready. He wasn't held down by bitterness or regret. He was focused. He was sharper than ever. And that's when he created some of the most iconic products the world has ever seen. Imagine if he had stayed stuck in the past. Imagine if he had let anger consume him. Imagine if he had spent all his time thinking about how unfair it was instead of doing something about it. The world would have never seen the iMac, the iPod, the iPhone, the iPad. That's the power of moving on. When you let go of what's dragging you, you create space for something new. The problem is, most people don't want to deal with the discomfort of moving on. They'd rather hold on to something familiar, even if it's hurting them, than step into the unknown. But the unknown is where all the growth happens. The unknown is where new opportunities are born. The unknown is where you find out what you're truly capable of. If something is draining you, let it go. If something is keeping you stuck, walk away. Stop wasting energy on things that don't move you forward. Stop carrying things that aren't meant for you anymore. Stop trying to force something to work when deep down you know it's already done. Look at the people in your life. Are they lifting you up or pulling you down? Look at your work. Is it inspiring you or exhausting you? Look at your habits, your thoughts, your routines. Are they helping you grow or keeping you in place? Be honest with yourself, because every single thing you hold on to is either giving you energy or draining it. And if it's draining you, you have a choice. Move on or be dragged. When you simplify your life, when you cut out the things that no longer serve you, you free up space for something better, something greater, something that actually aligns with who you are and where you want to go. But you can't get there if you're still chained to the past. You can't build the future if your hands are full of things that don't belong anymore. The most powerful thing you can do is make the decision to move forward, to stop waiting, to stop hoping something will change on its own. It won't. You have to be the one to change. You have to take action. Because the longer you wait, the heavier it gets. The longer you hold on, the harder it becomes to let go. You either move on or you get dragged. The choice is yours. Your energy is your most valuable resource. It's more valuable than money, more valuable than time, because without energy, You can't do anything. You can't build. You can't create. You can't move forward. And yet, most people throw their energy away without even realizing it. They focus on the wrong things, and then they wonder why they feel exhausted, frustrated, stuck. The truth is simple. Energy flows where attention goes. Whatever you focus on, you feed. Whatever you ignore, you starve. Most people don't take control of their focus. They let the world decide for them. They wake up, grab their phone, and immediately get pulled into notifications, emails, the latest news, social media drama. Before they've even started their day, their energy is already scattered, already drained, already hijacked by things that don't matter. And then they wonder why they feel burnt out, why they don't have the energy to work on their goals, why they never seem to make progress. It's because they've given their attention away to things that don't move them forward. The people who achieve great things, the people who change the world, they operate differently. They protect their focus. They understand that their energy is like a spotlight. Wherever they direct it, that's what grows. They don't waste time worrying about things they can't control. They don't get distracted by noise. They don't let other people dictate what's important. They choose, and they choose wisely. Think about Steve Jobs. He was relentless about focus. When he came back to Apple in 1997, the company was drowning in complexity. Too many products, too many distractions, too much wasted energy. So what did he do? He cut everything that wasn't essential. He forced the company to focus, and when Apple focused, it thrived. The same principle applies to your life. If you spread your attention across 100 different things, you'll make progress on none of them. If you concentrate your energy on a few things that truly matter, you'll make an impact. Your mind works the same way. If you focus on problems, you get more problems. If you focus on possibilities, you see more opportunities. This isn't magic. This is how your brain works. It filters out everything that isn't aligned with your focus. If you're constantly paying attention to negativity, to stress, to what's wrong, then that's all you'll see, and over time you'll train yourself to live in that state, always looking for what's wrong, always feeling drained, always feeling stuck. But if you shift your focus, if you train yourself to look for solutions, for growth, for progress, suddenly your energy shifts. You start seeing paths where before you only saw walls. Look at the way most people talk. Listen to the way they think. They focus on their limitations. They focus on what's holding them back. And because that's where their attention goes, that's what their energy fuels. They feed their fears. They strengthen their doubts. And as a result, they stay exactly where they are. The people who break through, the people who make things happen, they focus on something else. They put their attention on what's possible, on what they can do, on what's within their control. And because that's where their energy flows, that's what grows. This applies to every part of your life, your relationships, your work, your goals, your mindset. Everything is shaped by where you put your attention. If you focus on what's missing, you'll always feel like something is missing. If you focus on what you have, you'll start seeing opportunities. If you focus on failure, you'll stay afraid. If you focus on growth, you'll move forward. Energy flows where attention goes, and you get to decide where that is. Distractions are everywhere. There are a million things fighting for your attention every single day. Some of them are obvious, like social media, pointless arguments, mindless entertainment. But the real distractions are the ones you don't notice. The ones that feel productive but aren't. Checking your email every 10 minutes. Jumping from one project to another without finishing anything. Saying yes to things that don't matter just because you don't want to disappoint people. These things drain your energy without you realizing it, and over time they steal your focus from what actually matters. Steve Jobs understood this. He wasn't just obsessed with simplicity and design. He applied it to his entire life. He removed distractions. He eliminated decisions that didn't matter. He focused on only a handful of things, but he gave them everything he had. That's why he was able to create, to innovate, to build something legendary. He didn't let his attention get hijacked. He decided where his energy went. You have the same choice. You can either let the world decide what gets your attention, or you can take control. You can either feed distractions, or you can feed your goals. You can either focus on problems, or you can focus on solutions. Whatever you choose, that's what will grow. Energy flows where attention goes.